This Colus sort of. I know I can be that petty, by the way. Let's go to something else. Still happening, right? Back in this contraption as captured. Here is a senator. I think I have his name. Nwoye. I think that's his name. But forget that wrong. Don't worry, I'll correct it eventually. So his name is it's Nwoye, senator. Right? It's showing us the road that happens to be the federal road. Right? The federal road are called the Onitsha, Aguleri, Adani Highway, right? For those of you who are from that part of Nigeria, in the eastern part of Nigeria, the senator went there to show to us, or to show to Devolumayi, that this is something too that has cut off a lot of communities completely away from like Nigeria, so to say. So you just have to find another means of reconnecting with. Let me show you.
Engineer, come now. Or you don't want to come? Don't watch us. Of your nature. 33. Aguleri. Anaku Omo Adani Highway Federal Express. This is a road that connects many communities. Agrarian in nature, agrarian communities in nature, these communities produce farm produce but no way to transport them. This road, as I say, it was constructed at several. Where people are here cannot access them. They have to go through shortcuts, through motorcycles to get it. This federal road is not tough. For me to do it now, to go to the other spend, I have my woman to try to go there. They can't go. The federal road, we are dealing with honorable minister. You are need to be some president who has given tax approval for him to intervene urgently for this road to be awarded, for succor to be given to the people of Anambra North, for an urgent palliative first through emergency repairs of the critical sections, emergency pending award, the main award. The people of IML local government, the people of Anambra local government, the people of Anambra West local government, the people of Onitsha North and Onitsha South local government who want to go to Abuja or who want to go to Onitsha from here, or that some people who want to bring their products from here to Onitsha. Onitsha people, the residents who want to from here to go to here, they can't go, they can't move through a federal road. And no other route. The other route is very far. That other route that is not a federal is very far and it's almost cut off, dilapidated. It's an appeal. A motion has been moved by my humble self on July 2023. Barely a month after I was sworn in. The president has given tacit approval. The Bureau of Procurement has done their own part through no objection. It remains the final phase, which is an award. But I understand the issue of paucity of funds. But pending the approval by National Assembly or pending the sourcing of funds for the main award of this road, because it's a stretch of almost between 50 to 60 kilometers in length. Let there be emergency repairs of critical section so that people can access this. But the one that is most paramount is their main award. It's an appeal to Mr. President, it's an appeal to Honorable Minister of Works and his team, the entire management, and also Honorable Minister of Finance that will come and assist for funding. I don't know, I have questions to ask. You can see. Are you seeing any vehicle? Are you seeing any vehicle? You cannot believe that this is a federal road. You cannot believe. Yes. So
And that is almost the same all over the country. And sadly, it is how they are politically prioritize every part of the country, all of it for political reasons. The most that their politicians, especially from the eastern part of Nigeria, the most they could do is just to put up that kind of performative show, eh? There's a theatrical show like that, where they are going to show to you, look, while others are busy also displaying their own white elephant projects that are not directly in large scale to impact the region. So it's more or less like being so contented with whatever little they give to you and with thanks, because that's what their political class have always been. I mean, like others have been pretty much like brutish about it from other part of the country. But from the eastern part of the country, it seems that their political class sort of believe that whatever they get from Nigeria is like a privilege, not right. As much as some of them, I mean, few of them are standing on the, the fight that is a bit genuine when they are speaking about the neglect of the region, which is deliberate. I'll keep reminding you, it is deliberate. As much as this marginalization is widespread in the country, right? You can easily tell the systemic marginalization of the eastern Nigeria. And when it is time to talk about them, they will tell you they should go to their leaders. As if to say, all it's going to take is just for them to, I don't know, like develop themselves by themselves. They don't need federal presence. So they need to go and build the seaports themselves. They need to go and dredge their river themselves. And they should build international airports themselves. And at the same time, ensure that they grant the power that we, I mean, actually give it economic activity that, you know what I mean? Like you can book a flight from New York straight to Enugu, right? Or just book a flight from Owerri, right? Straight to Japan or from London. I'm just saying, like something like that. Or you can receive your container, your shipment. The vessel will barge in the nearest water to you, which is River Niger itself. When it's dredged, it will take large vessels. That's what is called the dredging. And you know how many times they've told you about dredging River Niger, and it was never really dredged to that capacity. It is political. It is intentional. All of it. And in the long run, right, the people who have the capacity to make that happen believes that if that should happen with the historical, what do you call it? The historical breakback between the owners of Nigeria and the Easterners, it is going to be an indirect empowerment of the Eastern Nigeria. And if they should be allowed, they may grow beyond just a trade. They may grow militarily. They may grow in such a way that Nigeria this time around will not be able to stop them. This fear is the reason why it's called systemic marginalization. There is corruption, and there is also systemic marginalization. Intentionally, call it conspiracy theory. It's up to you. But you tell me that is it the money to build seaports in the eastern part of Nigeria or any port at all in the eastern part of Nigeria, make them work, is what people don't have. Eh? On a port is right there in rivers, okay? And the distance between there and at least the hinterland of eastern part of Nigeria is probably less than an hour or two. You get that now? But yet, intentionally, right? The system programmed it in a way that the only thing they can send to these places are called batches or badges. These are the floating platforms that they will put stuff on, and then they will drag it down to that part of Nigeria. Not in commercial quantity, Meanwhile, the same water that is, that is kind of like directing the ship down to your harbor in Lagos is the same water that will batch in One. It's the same port that will even batch, even in Ondo, very close to as well. I'm just saying. But when the system says, no, this is how it's going to go, that is systemic marginalization. And it seems that the Igbo political class understood this very well. So they can put up shows in front of the people and make it look like you get, but whatever they get and the way they ask for it, it's like, please, we appreciate if you can please do this for us. We appreciate. And one thing Tinubu has given to them now is a promissory note. You know what they call the Southeast Development Commission. Now they are giving them money. The money is to pay for those ones they appointed their position. So they will come up with a project or any project at all. And usually, the kind of projects they always come up with. Let us go and build a extra block of classroom, IT school, portion of, these are their projects. Nothing really like capital, So Tinubu has promised to borrow $3.5 billion in order to upgrade the single track train that passes through eastern Nigeria and straight to Bayelsa. And then like that, let's say from Bayelsa, it will pass through the eastern part of Nigeria, which is just about 25% of the whole length and the project. And from there to Kogi, to the northern part of Nigeria and all that. So Tinubu is telling their politicians to go and tell the people that Tinubu is borrowing $3.5 billion for the development of eastern Nigeria. And politicians who knows this, Igbo politicians, they are repeating the same lie. And guess what? $3.5 billion to renovate the single gauge train, which means two trains can face themselves. So the train go take head, go Sokoto, pass through Enugu or so, Abina or Onitsha, wherever they are taking the track. We shall pass through part of the eastern Nigeria. Then from there it goes to the north central and to the northwest. But to deceive the people, the Igbo politicians are telling their people that Tinubu is going to spend $3.5 billion in Igbo land. Remember? Promissory note. So they are now going to go and look for who is going to borrow them the money to renovate the single lane, single gauge track. I don't know how to put that. So intentionally, right, putting up what they call the dilapidated kind of old form of infrastructure in itself is called systemic marginalization. So there is no amount of effort they put into their development. But if the system is intentionally like working so hard to economically cripple them because they can't be economically viable. So you can come back and say, go and talk to your politician instead of them to hold their politician, as if to say the politicians you're asking them to hold are different from the politicians from other parts of Nigeria. They are not. Some of you know that you can't hold your own criminal politicians, right? But the system is programmed in a way that at least you can pretend to be part of a country. But the difference is, the case is different on the other side. You just need to pay attention to it. And in the process, it continues to sort of like shrink the space of opportunity for a growing population. Your population is growing. The criminal politicians continue to work with a system that marginalizes part of the country because they want to control the growth and what have you. So if you are going to be an Igbo multi-billionaire, so it should be outside Igbo land so that at that point your wealth is attached to, so they can hold you hostage by saying, if you don't do what we want you to do, you will lose this wealth. In that regard, they became their zombie. And in the process, like I said, the country Everybody is now like looking for the opportunity in few places where they have opened up the opportunity that makes it look like a country. But once outside that space, it is just arable land of multitude heads of suffering and smiling sufferheads. That's the country they've created. Work with me and my imagination, and you understand it perfectly well. Right? Well, we are all living witnesses to some extent. So, leaving that aside, Aregbe, Mugbubaba, Kabiru, and Gbadebo, they were in Badagry this past weekend, right? And it is what they call their own ADC mobilization and familiarization tour, in which Aregbe clearly stated that they will end godfatherism in Lagos in 2027. And they will also ensure that Tifnumbu and his bad government, right, would automatically be terminated. All of this in Badagry yesterday.
Everybody! Ẹgbẹ́ tí ò wúlò tó ń fara ní wá tó ń fìyà ń jẹ wá tó ń fi òbí pa wá APC á lọ wà láàyè áfíìkò ni wọ́n ní yé wọn ò pé APC àgbàdọ̀gba àwọn fi yé wọn pé APC àgbàdọ̀gba àwa lọ̀rẹ́ tíṣà àwa lọ̀rẹ́ ọlọ́jà àwa lọ̀rẹ́ ọmọ wẹ́wẹ́ a ó fi yé wọn pé APC àgbàdọ̀gba. APC! Bye-bye to jagbajagba. Bye-bye to jagbajagba. Bye-bye to rederede. Bye-bye to rederede. Oya kẹwàá máa lọ. Àsìkò tí tó kẹwàá máa lọ. APC. Oya kẹwàá máa lọ. Àsìkò tí tó kẹwàá máa lọ. Ẹ̀yin ò ní ìranù. Oya kẹwàá máa lọ. Àsìkò tí tó. Ẹ̀yin ò ní ìranù. Àpàdé ní Aláùsá níbi tí a kò ní yàrá wa, a ò ríra wa, a ò yọ̀ mọ́ra wa, ADC ni ó ṣe gómìnà wa. ADC! ADC! Global Lagos! I'm so happy to be here. I am so happy to see all of you. Some people thought that because of what they did last Saturday, we will be afraid. That we will not gather. That we will not do what we are supposed to do. I remember when I was saying to Honorable Omobaka that I want to postpone this thing. He said, no, we have to go on. We are going on. He said, Achieve take campaign. I know Badagry division is a champion division. Yes. We know your power in Nigeria, me. We know the power of Amuwo.
That was them in Lagos. So, probably going to be a showdown as well. But it is waited to be seen, I think. Right? So more will leave that. The same weekend, the Grenadians at the party. I think one of them, I don't know if it is their patriarch, I think, that turned 80, I mean 90, I don't know. So they were doing birthday. So dignitaries were invited. And we probably wouldn't hear anything about it until a video surfaced. It's just about 80 seconds video, 1 minute, 20 seconds or thereabout. A video that depicted what some interpreted as an embarrassing moment. Sort of, where Alaafin of Oyo, the new Alaafin, as a guest, already seated in a church. And I think the celebrant and his wife arrived, and they had to make the Alaafin move feet. Something that people are reading meaning to, but I don't think there's anything wrong in that. Dan, what is he doing in the church? Are we not still talking about people who have become like they are paramount rulers, okay? And they are so revered. They are supposed to be revered simply because people see less of them in that kind of setting. I don't understand this new paramount rulers and what have you. So this happened, and people are talking. The video is not that clear, but we can manage it, right? Watch this. So I think they were kind of like appealing to him that the organizers should have thought of that by ensuring that it was advised to sit at the far end of the chair or the bench. But yeah, no, that's not an embarrassment, I don't think. It depends on how some of you sees it, right? That is not, it's there. And it won't make any sense if everybody is like, as he's seated, they are now passing him like this. Do you get that? Like passing your, that won't make sense. I just feel like somebody like that, a royal father, should pretty much, right, sit more in their palaces and let people come in to seek advice, pay homage, so that when you speak, well, maybe I'm wrong, because it's like all of them, not all of them, especially this Oni and this new Alaafin now, they probably tend to be like changing the dynamic of the office. They feel like to make more impact means they have to appear more with others like that at parties, and we'll leave that. So part of the problems being faced, or should I say part of the reasons why Nupeng and Dangote were having the issue was because Dangote was planning to launch his trucks that would be delivering free oil. It's not free oil, like free delivery. So of Dangote's oil to all these oil outlet or filling stations. So they've resolved their issue to some extent, I believe, as some of the trucks are now carrying the Nupeng stickers, meaning they've resolved to some extent. So today, Dangote launched his free oil delivery across the country, and it was captured. It's a moment they captured, not like the NNPC or Chigan. So because he took delivery of 4,000 trucks, They are CNG trucks, okay? So 4,000 trucks with the expectation of that number growing to like 10,000 and even more.